Alright, so if you guys have been looking at my community tab, I asked you guys which character I should rank based off their weapons, and you guys asked for Sniper. So now, it's time to rank everything for...
Boom. Headshot.
Also, the way I'm going to be ranking these is how much I enjoy the weapons. Even if a weapon is good, if I don't like playing with it, and I think it's boring, then I won't rank it that high on the tier list. Also, these are all my opinions. If you have a different opinion, that's fine.
Look, you guys got a problem with how I run the shack? Take it up with the complaints department. Zing!
I am going to write them such a letter.
Also, I'm not ranking the reskins as their own thing. I know the fortified compound is technically better than the huntsman because you can hold the arrow for longer, but I don't care. They're not counting. Also, if you guys like hearing my dumb voice talk about TF2 weapons for a while, then get this video till, I don't know, like 50 likes and I'll do it again. Alright, now it's time to actually rank all the weapons for Sniper. First up, we've got the only weapon that's an F tier, which is... Alright, as you saw, the first weapon we have on the F tier is the Darwin's Danger Shield, and to be honest, this is the only weapon I actually don't like that Sniper has. All the other weapons, maybe it's boring, maybe it's not fun to play with, but this is the only one I just don't like. Why? It's just not fun. Like, why on earth would you use this when the Girardi exists? For those of you that don't know, the Darwin's Danger Shield allows you to get rid of Afterburn immediately after getting caught on fire by a pyro, which can be helpful if there's an annoying pyro to deal with, but like, if there's not a pyro, then why on earth would you use it? And even if there is a pyro, if you get rid of it, Girardi. The Girardi exists for a reason. Not only can you extinguish yourself with it, but you can also extinguish teammates with it, so like, why even bother? I don't hate this weapon, it's just not fun to play with. If I could pick any other secondary option, whether it's the SMG or the Cozy Camper or literally I don't know anything else, I'd rather pick that instead of Darwin's Danger Shield. F tier. Alright, now we're done with F tier. And now that we're done with F tier, we're gonna move on to D tier. And just like F tier, there's only one weapon in here. So let's talk about the one weapon in D tier, which is Yep, the only weapon that we have in D tier is a Tripleman Shiv. Now, the Tripleman Shiv is, well, a lot of people hate it for a reason. It's not very good. Losing 50% of the damage you take for 6 seconds of bleed isn't really that good. But the only reason I have this in D tier instead of F tier is because sometimes when there's a low enemy and you hit them with it, and they die of bleed, or you just somehow kill them just by hitting them, it is kind of fun, I guess. Or the off chance you get a random crit. Maybe. I don't know. This weapon isn't really that good. I actually used to think this weapon was good, but now I see the truth that this weapon isn't really that good. D tier. Alright, that was kind of fast. Let's move on to C tier, shall we? We are now going from being bad to being mid. Okay, so for our first weapon in C tier, we have the Razorback. Now, the Razorback it kind of has the same problems that the Darwin's Danger Shield has. Like, if there's not a spy on the team, then it's really worthless. But at least it's more fun to use than with the Darwin's Danger Shield. Because, like, it's really fun to, like, watch a spy, like, try and backstab you, and they realize you have the Razorback, and then, all of a sudden, they realize that they're about to die. Yeah, that's fun. I don't know, it's C tier, nothing wrong with it. I guess. And then finishing off C tier, man, we are going through these tiers pretty fast. We have the standard Kukri. It's the stock melee. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing horrible about it. Depending on what day I'm at, I might end up putting it B tier, but for now, just a C tier. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing too special. C tier. Alright, now we're getting into the good weapons. We finally got B tier. Alright, so for our first weapon in B tier, we have the Shanas... The shot...
Shaw.
The Shaw. And besides for having a really confusing name to say, I have zero idea what this weapon how this weapon works. It just, I don't know. This is one of the most boring weapons I've ever seen. Okay, it's not even just boring. It's just average. There's nothing special about it. Honestly, I probably should have put this in C tier, but you know, whatever. B tier. Alright, next up on the B tier, we have the classic. Now, if I had to explain the classic in one word, it'd be gimmick. The classic is just a gimmick. It's just supposed to be it's not a weapon you're supposed to take seriously. It's just supposed to be a fun little side grade weapon. Personally, I actually kind of like it. Do I think it's A tier? I guess maybe you could say it's A tier. I'd say it's like, I don't know. It's good. I like it. There's nothing wrong with it. B tier. And then rounding up B tier, we have the Sydney Sleeper. Now, the Sydney Sleeper is... I really don't have a whole lot to say on this weapon. It's good. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's the Sydney Sleeper. I mean, yeah, you could say that it's easier for people to get kills with it, and it's a no-skill weapon. Which I guess, I mean, you could say that, but I don't know. B tier. Alright, we're finished with B tier. Let's go. Now we're on to A tier. Now, for our first weapon in A tier, we have the Machina. Now, a lot of people kind of say, just like the Sydney Sleeper, that it's a no-skill weapon, that you can kill almost anybody with it with a full charged body shot. I'm not one of those people. I don't think it's like that. I like the Machina, and I'm a huge fan of like tracers with guns and stuff, so you know I like that. I just think it's a good weapon. I don't get why people hate on it. A tier. The Hitman's Heatmaker, a personal favorite of mine. Why? Because it was the first video I ever made on this channel, and there's a good reason for that. I like this weapon. Not only is it good for man versus machine, if you like man versus machine, but it's just a really good weapon. I feel like this 20% damage on a body shot is a fair penalty for being able to not have to unscope and just being able to absolute rampage. It's really good. I like the Hitman's Heatmaker, and it holds a special place in my heart because it's the first video I ever made on it. So yeah, A tier. Alright, the next sniper weapon we have on the tier list in A tier is not actually a sniper. Yep, it's the Huntsman. Everyone's favorite random chance weapon. There's a reason people call it the Luxman. It's like, you can get kills very easily because of the source jank. Even if you get rid of the whole really easy to get kills with it thing, I still like this weapon, because when you're actually trying to get kills and not accidentally end up hitting someone you didn't even mean to hit, it's still fun to use. It's a bow. I like bows and arrows. Yeah, I like this weapon. A tier. Also, like I said earlier, I know technically the fortified compound is better, but I still like the Huntsman, and yeah. Next up, we have our final melee weapon on the tier list, which is the Bushwhacker. Now, there's a reason it's so high up. If you have the Girardi with you and the Bushwhacker, it is insanely powerful. If you're on casual or a server with random crits on, it is also very powerful. If you get a random crit, it's just very powerful. A tier. Next up, we have the SMG. Now, the SMG isn't the best secondary weapon, but it's still really good. If you're bad at hitting quickscopes headshot, or you're using the Machina, it's a really great weapon to just pull out and bam, shoot them. It's an A tier. It's a good weapon. There's nothing wrong with it. And rounding up A tier is the Cleaner's Carbine. Now, I like the Cleaner's Carbine more because, one, just feels better to use, and two, it is insanely powerful with the Bushwhacker. If you end up getting enough crikey, or whatever it's called, you can activate mini crits on literally everything you have, which means your Bushwhacker mini crits turn into normal crits. That's pretty powerful if you have the Bushwhacker equipped. And even if it's not, I think losing like 5 bullets, I'm pretty sure, from your weapon is not that great of a downside. It's a really good weapon. That's why it is the top of A tier. Alright, we're finally on to S tier, thank goodness. Alright, so for our first weapon in S tier, we have the Cozy Camper. The Cozy Camper is just really good. There's a reason a lot of people use it. Not only can you heal yourself, not only can you stop yourself from flinching with Afterburn, but it also makes the Darwin's Danger Shield look even worse. So that's a good thing, I think. Unless you don't like unless you do like the Darwin's Danger Shield, then if so, what's wrong with you? Nah, I'm kidding. You can like the Darwin's Danger Shield. Wait, weren't we talking about something else? Oh, right, the Cozy Camper. Yeah, Cozy Camper's S tier. Our next weapon, which is the last secondary we have, is, who would have guessed it, the Girardi. The Girardi is just really powerful. You can extinguish yourself from fire, you can extinguish teammates with it, it makes the Darwin Danger Shield look worse. What's not to like? It also, once you hit it with enemies, it also makes them wet, so they get mini crits. So that's plus. If you throw that into a huge pile of enemies, then it will be insanely powerful. Yeah, there's a reason this thing's so good. S tier. Alright, so for our second to last weapon, we have the stock sniper rifle. Now, the stock sniper rifle is, well, the stock sniper rifle. Do I really have to explain why this is good? There's no downsides to it at all. It's just the stock sniper rifle. It can instantly kill pretty much anyone, and it's just really powerful. It's the stock sniper rifle. Do I really have to explain why it's so good? Here we are, the final weapon. The last weapon in this tier list. And the last weapon in S tier. What is Sniper's best weapon? What could be better than the stock sniper rifle? I'll tell you what it is. It's the Bizarre Bargain. I'd say that the Bizarre Bargain is Sniper's best weapon. It's insanely powerful, as long as you're good with it. If you're not good with it, if you're not good at sniping, first off, why are you playing Sniper then? Unless you're trying to get better. But if you are good at sniping, this thing will be insanely powerful. Starting off slow and then becoming insanely fast for its charge is really powerful. It's like the Eyelander for Demo Man. You start off weak, then you become insanely strong. It's insanely good. If in the right hands, this thing can dominate lobbies. If you like pub stomping as Sniper, then you use this weapon. There's nothing else I have to say about it. It's just that good. Alright, that's the end of the video. This is probably my hardest video I've ever made so far. It's been a lot of editing and a lot of procrastination. Before we end the video, I just want to thank everyone for everything you guys have done. I did not expect that one spy video to do that well. Like, 1,000 views is crazy, and I just don't know what to say. I just thank you guys so much for all the support, and just, I don't know. I was first surprised by getting 150 views on a video, yet now I'm getting over like 300. It's crazy. I don't know what else to say. You guys are just the best. Alright, well, I think that's enough emotions for one day. I thank you guys for watching. If I get this to 50 likes, I will do it again for Soldier. And you all have a great rest of your day. See you next time.